Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Chapter Chat, and today we are going to read a very famous poem, When I Have Fears That I May Cease to Be by John Keats. So before I start the poem, those who are new to my channel, please do subscribe my channel. So let's start. So this particular poem was written and published in 1818, and the theme of this poem is fear of death. So the poet here, John Keats, he was born on 31st October 1795 and he died on 23rd February 1821. And while writing this poem, there is a short thing which I want to discuss with you all. That is, John Keats, he died at a very young age. He died at the age of 26 and he had a particular disease. He suffered from tuberculosis, and at that time hospitals were not there, medicines were not available. Nowadays, as you see, if a person is suffering from TB, he can be easily cured. He can go to the hospital, get medicines, and he can be cured. But during the time of Keats, this much facilities were not there, and that is why he knew that he is suffering from a particular disease and he will die early. But in his heart he wanted to be a poet. He always had a dream of becoming a poet, and he wanted to write more poetry and wanted to be famous. So this fear was always in his mind that one day he was going to die and he can't pursue his dream. But after, at such a young age also, he has achieved a great milestone as a poet, and the world remember him, and the world also remember him. So let's start this poem. So he feared the limiting, when I have fears that I may cease to be. So the first line, Keats, the speaker, he's telling that I always have a fear of death. I'm always in a constant fear that I may die. Keats is always, his mind is always in a constant fear that he is going to die and he won't be able to achieve his dream that he wants to become a poet. Before my pen has gleaned my teeming brain. Gleaned means strain. So here the poet is telling, I have thousands of thoughts in my mind. He has various thoughts in my mind, but he wants to strain all those thoughts from his mind and put it into pen and paper. That he wants to strain those thoughts, and he wants to write in a form of poetry. He wants to write all those thoughts in a form of poetry, but he has a constant fear that he won't be able to do all these things because he may die any time. Before high-piled books on character holds like rich garners the full ripened grain. So before the high-piled books in character, he's telling, like books are piled up, like books are piled up in and kept in a shelf. He has also a lot of thoughts that are piled up, and those thoughts are how they are piled up. He's telling, like the garners to the full ripened grain. So garners are the storehouse. Like in the garners in the storehouse, like they are full of the things, the storage things like books and whatever things we keep in the storehouse. The storehouse are always packed with things. So here also he is telling, like that my mind is full with all the thoughts, and I want to keep all those things in a proper order. When I behold upon the night stared face huge cloudy symbols of high romance. So he's telling, when I see the clouds at night, when he sees the clouds at night, sky is full of clouds and the world is full of miracles. So he is telling, I want to transfer all those miracles into poetry. He's looking. Keats was a lover of nature. So he admired nature and he found beauty in everything. So here he is telling, at night when he is looking at the sky is full of clouds and miracles. So he is telling, I want to write everything. I want to write everything and show the magic. What can I do to the world? Huge cloudy symbols of high romance. So he is telling, I find an image of high romance in the clouds. I can see a love story there, and I wish I could transform all those things into words. I think that I may never live to trace their shadows with the magic hand of chance. So he's telling that I think I am a lover of nature, and I want to convert all those symbols, whatever things he's seeing in nature and everything, into poetry. and when I feel fair creature of an air. So here fair creature of an hour means the beloved of kids. So he's telling he wants to fall in love. He wants to fall in love. He wants to see what are the pain, what are the happiness, and he wants to enjoy all the things that comes with love. He wants to enjoy each and every beauty of love. But that I shall never look upon thee more. But the poet is in a constant fear that shall I be able to all those things, because he wants to love with his spend some quality time with his beloved. He wants to enjoy all those petty moments. He wants to laugh, cry, and live happily with his beloved. He wants to do everything that he can do, like all the normal people they are doing. But he is in a constant fear of death. He's telling that I don't have the time to do all those things because I may die any time. Never have relish in the fiery power of unreflecting love than on the shore. So he's telling I can never relish the power of love. He wanted to achieve all those things. He wanted to relish the power of love and everything, but he cannot do so because he is in a constant fear, and the fear of death. Of unaffecting love then on the shore, and the wider world I stand alone and think. So here he's standing alone in a shore. He's standing there alone there, and there is a shore, and he's standing and thinking about his life, that what is life, why this thing has happened to me, and why I cannot enjoy all these things. And then he's telling that God has made other plans for me, and I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Of the wild world I stand alone and think, till love and fame to willingness to sink. So he's telling we achieve all the things in life, that people fall in love, they live up to their life, whatever they do everything in their life. But when death comes, everything comes to an end. So I'm also okay with it. If this is the thing that God has made for me, I'm okay with it, and I'm ready to face the consequences that will happen to me. So this is the end of the poem, and the theme is that Keats is terrified of failure, not as because he will die, that his constant fear is that he cannot achieve the poetic abilities that he wants to achieve in his life. He is not afraid of death, rather he is afraid that he wants to achieve a certain particular height in writing poetry, that he wants to become a great poet, and he is very sad because he cannot achieve that position, that top position in writing poetry, because he thinks that someday he is going to die very early, and that is why he cannot attain that position. But God has some other plans for him, and he died at the age of 26, but still then he is remembered by people all around the world. So this is the end of the poetry. I hope you like my poem, and please do subscribe my channel. Thank you.